Welcome to my algebra class. We're on chapter 5, section 3, the second part. We're going to be factoring polynomials. And our steps in factoring a polynomial is first find the greatest common factor of the coefficients, and then the greatest common factor of the variable parts. And just a reminder, the second factor, after you pull out the greatest common factor, will have the same number of terms as the original polynomial. And the exponents for the common variables that you pull out must be the smallest. And then you can multiply by a polynomial that will get you back to the original polynomial. So here we're going to take out the greatest common factor. So for the numbers it is 5. For 5 and 10 the greatest common factor is 5. And for the variable parts they both have an x, and we have to choose the smallest power. So they share 5x. Now we're going to multiply by a polynomial to get back to the original one. It's just like that previous assignment where they gave you a factor and you had to figure out what to multiply by. So to get back to 5x squared, we need an x, and it's a plus, and we need to get back to 10x, we need to multiply by a 2. 5 goes into 10, 2. So there's our answer. For the second example here, we have to first find the greatest common factor of the 3 terms, and it would be 2. So we take out the 2. They all have an x, and the smallest power of the x is to the first. So getting back to the first term, we'd have to multiply by 2x to the 4th. The second term by a -2 times -3 would give us the -6. X, 1 from 3 is 2. And to get back to 14x, we'd have to multiply by a +7. The third example, the greatest common factor of 8 and 12 is 4. They both have a's, and the smallest power is a to the first. They both have b's, smallest power is b, and c to the second. There are 2 terms, so we have to have 2 terms here. To get back to 8, we need to multiply by 2. Get back to 8 to the second, we need an a. The b's already here, and the c squared's already there. Minus 4 goes to the -12, -3. We have the a. We need to have a b to get back to b to the second, and we have the c to the second. So here are our factors. And the last one, this is more or less applying the distributive property. The greatest common factor, what they all share, is an 8. To get back to this one, we need a 17. To get back to the -40, we need a -5. And to get back to a squared, we need an 8. Now we can collect inside here. 17 minus 5 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 20, and we get 160. So this method here is a little bit easier than taking 17 times 8, subtracting 40, and then adding the 8 squared. So do the problems that way, please, when you run into those. We're ready to do the assignment, so have your paper out and folded, heading on it, titles, page 197 written, exercises 21 to 54. So problem number 22. We have 43 times 13 minus 43 times 3. Common factor is 43, take it out. And in parentheses we have 13 minus 3. So that's 43 times 10, which equals 430. Problem number 24, we have 7 times 13 plus 8 times 13 plus 5 times 13. Common factor, pull out, is 13. And we have, to get back to the first one, we need a 7, the second one an 8, and the last one a 5. And 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 5 is 20, so 13 times 20 is 260. Problem number 26, we have 2 times 9 plus 9 squared. Common factor is 9, take it out. To get back to the first one, we need a 2, and the second one, a 9. And 2 plus 9 is 11, and 11 times 9 is 99. 28, we have 12 times 13 minus 60 plus 12 times 12 squared. So it looks like 12 is the common factor. Take out the 12. To get back to the first term, we need a 13. Next one a 5. 12 times 5 is 60. And the last one a 12. Adding inside the parentheses, 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 plus 12 is 20. And the answer is 240. Problem number 30, we have 11 squared minus 6 times 11 plus 5 times 11. Common factor is 11, take it out. For the first term, we have to have an 11, second a negative 6, and for the third, a 5. Adding what's inside, 11 minus 6 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, and that's 110. The next set of problems. The directions are to factor, so 32. Copy the problem down, you have 18x minus 12y plus 36. The greatest common factor of the numbers would have to be 6. It's the largest number that goes into 18, 12, and 36. Get back to the first one, you need a 3x. Second one, 6 goes into 12 twice, negative 2y. And then 6 goes into 36, 6. So there's our factors. 34, you have 14c cubed minus 21c. Pull out your greatest common factor. For 14 and 21, it would have to be a 7. And we also have shared c's, so take out a c, and the smallest power is to the first. To get back to 14, we need to multiply by 2. To get back to c cubed, we need c to the second. And 7 goes into negative 21, negative 3, and we have the c. So those are our factors, 7c times 2c squared minus 3. 36, 2a squared b squared plus 10ab. Greatest common factor of 2 and 10 is 2. They both have a's, and the smallest power is to the first. And they both have b's, and the smallest power is the b. To get back to the first term, the 2a squared b squared, we need to multiply by an a and a b. We already have the 2. To get back to positive 10, we need positive 5, and we have the a and b. (38), we have 22y to the fourth minus 33y cubed plus 11y squared. Greatest common factor, 22, 33, and 11 is 11. And they all have y's, and the smallest power of the y is to the second. So to get back to the first term, we need to multiply by 2 and y to the second to get to the fourth. To get back to negative 33, we need to multiply by a negative 3 and a y to get to the y cubed. And to get back to 11y squared, all we have to have is a positive 1. Now be careful on a problem like this, because some people think you don't need anything for the third term. But in order to get back to 3 terms, you have to have 3 terms here. So that has to be a 1. Number 40. We have 4x squared y minus 16xy squared. Greatest common factor of the 4 and the 16 is 4. And they both have an x, the smallest power is to the first. They both have a y, smallest power is to the y, to the first. To get back to 4x squared y, we've got the 4, we got the y, we just need the x. To get back to negative 16, we need negative 4. The x we have, y squared, we need another y. 42, negative 16x cubed y minus 24x to the fourth y cubed. Greatest common factor of a negative 16 and a negative 24, take out the negative sign because it's shared, would be a negative 8. And they both have x's, so it'd be x cubed is the smallest, and they both have y's. Well, y to the first would be the smallest exponent. To get back to negative 16, you need 2. We have the x cubed and we have the y. To get back to negative 24, we need a positive 3. Negative 8 times positive 3. And x, we need an x and we need a y to the second. Number 44, 14p cubed, q cubed, minus 21p squared, q squared, plus 35pq. We have 3 terms. So we have 3 terms in our second polynomial. So the greatest common factor of 14, negative 21, and 35, it would be 7. And they all have p's. The smallest power is p to the first. They all have q's, and the smallest power is q to the first. So to get back to 14, we need a 2. To get back to p cubed, we need p squared. Q cubed, we need q squared. To get back to negative 21, we need negative 3. And p, to get back to p squared, and a q. And to get back to positive 35pq, we need a positive 5. We have the p and the q. 46, 77, r to the 7th, s to the 7th, minus 84, r to the 8th, s to the 4th. Greatest common factor is 77 and 84. That's 7 times 11. That's 7 times 12. So the greatest common factor is 7. And they both have r's, and be r to the 7th. They both have s's, s to the 4th is the smallest power. So to get back to the 77, we need 11. We have the r to the 7th. To get to s to the 7th, we need s to the 3rd. 7 goes into 84, negative 12. Get back to r to the 8th, we need 1r, and we have the s to the 4th. And the last one of this type, 48. We have 84ab squared c cubed d to the 4th plus 126 a to the 4th b cubed c squared. Greatest common factor of 84 and 126. Well, this is 7 times 12, and this is 7 times 18. So in the 12, we have 6 times 2, and here we have 6 times 3. So the 7 and the 6 are a common factor, which makes 42. So 42 is our number for the greatest common factor. They all have A's and B's and C's. They don't have a D. And the A, the smallest power of the A is to the first, the B is to the second, and C to the second. So to get back to the first one here, 42 goes in 84, 2. We have the A, we have the B squared, we just need a C. And the D to the 4th, because we don't have that at all. You get back to 126, it goes in there 3 times. 42 goes in 3 times. We need, to get back to the A to the 4th, we need A cubed. We have a B cubed, and we have the C squared. Oh, we don't have the B cubed, that's a 2. We need a B. And the last set of problems, we're to simplify. So 50, we have 14x minus 21 over 7 minus 10x minus 25 over 5. So we got to distribute that negative sign. So that's going to be plus a negative 10x plus 25. Divide. 7 goes into 14x, 2x. 7 goes into negative 21, negative 3. 5 goes into negative 10x, negative 2x. And 5 goes into 25 plus 5. Collecting like terms, the 2x and the negative 2x cancel. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. 52, we have a squared b plus 2ab squared over ab minus 2ab minus b squared over b. Again, distribute the negative sign immediately. So that's going to be minus, when we subtract, we take this, change the sign of everything that comes after it. Now we can divide. A goes into a squared, that leaves us an a. B's cancel. Plus 2, the a's cancel, and the b, we can take out one b, so we have b. And here, this would be negative 2. The a stays there, the b's cancel out. And b goes into b squared, we have 1b left. So adding that a and a negative 2a make negative a, and a positive 2b and a positive b makes 3b. Last problem, 54. We have a cubed b to the fourth minus a to the fourth b cubed over a squared b cubed minus a cubed b squared minus a squared b cubed over a squared b. A lot of a's and b's. Distribute the negative sign first, subtracting, so we change the sign to addition and changes all the signs of the terms that come after. Divide, the a's go and take out 2a, so I have an a left. The b, I can take out 3 b's, and I have a b left. Minus a to the second, the 2's cancel out, 2 cancels out with the a to the fourth, and the b to the third cancels. A squared to a cubed, I can take out 1a, so that's 2a, so that needs 1 negative a. And the b's, take out 1b, I have a b left. On the second, I can cancel out the a squares, it's positive, and I can take out 1b, leaving me b squared. So these terms are opposites, so my answer is negative a squared plus b squared. And that concludes the evens. Be sure to carefully check your answers in the back of the book and get help as needed.